Hi, welcome. My name is Lauren, and this is the beginner series. So it's going to be very simple, easy practice, just kind of introducing the fundamentals of yoga, just to make it a little bit easier for you down the road. So let's go ahead and start in a standing position at the top of our mat. Bring the feet to about a hip distance and just spread the toes. Screw the feet into the ground and close your eyes. Bring your palms to face forward. Tilt your tailbone toward the mat. Lift the chest and let the shoulders melt down the back. And just really start to think about your breathing here. I think that breathing is the most important part of yoga. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start breathing through our nose. Take a big inhale through the nose and out through the nose. Just kind of at your own pace, thinking about starting to slow it down a little bit. Staying strong through the feet, really feeling the ground. This time we're going to take another big inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top and exhale through the nose. Now listen very carefully. This time we're going to do something a little bit different. Take a big inhale through the nose. Hold it. And exhale, open the mouth wide and pretend like you're fogging a mirror. So you're gonna go. You want that audible noise. Let's do it one more time. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, wide mouth. Now for the third step, we're gonna take a big inhale, do the same thing. And with that same sensation, like we're fogging the mirror, we're going to close our mouth. So, can you feel yourself relaxing a little bit more? Now let's try to keep that breath through the whole practice. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. So we're going to open the eyes, bring the hands to the chest at heart center. So go ahead and press your thumbs to the chest. Take a big inhale, allow the arms to come up toward the ceiling. Take your gaze toward your thumbs, maybe lean back a little bit, not too much. On your exhale, we're going to bend the knees, push the hips back, hinge at the hips, and come forward. Keeping a bend in the knee. Let your head hang heavy, nod it yes, shake it no. The important part here is that your chest stays in contact with your legs. So if you're here and you're just kind of hinging here, it's more important to go ahead and bend the knees, push those hips back, and keep the chest on the thighs. Maybe bring your hands to opposite elbows and just coming into ragdoll, sway from side to side. Keep your head hanging heavy, remembering that deep breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, with a little bit of a constriction in the throat. Let's go ahead and release the hands to the floor. On your inhale, we're going to come to a halfway lift. So lift your back, take your hands to your shins, and make your back as flat as you can. Your gaze is going to be on the floor, maybe a little bit in front of you. You want your shoulders to come away from the ears. Exhale, fold. This is a transition pose. It's going to allow us to get a little bit deeper into our postures. Let's do it again. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, engage your core. Exhale, fold. One more time. Big inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Let's go ahead and plant the hands and step back to a high plank position. Now we're gonna stay here for a few breaths, really pressing the ground away from us, shoulders away from the ears. Engage the legs, press back through the heels. Big inhale and exhale. Inhale again. And exhale, go ahead and drop the knees to the mat. Bring your gaze 2 to 3 inches in front of your face and just slowly lower down to a low push-up. Let's lower all the way to our belly. Flip our toes, inhale to cobra. Your gaze is straight ahead. Your legs are engaged. Your elbows are pulling in toward your body. Exhale, come back to your belly. Take a big inhale, and on the exhale, push your hips back to a child's pose. So we're gonna bring the 2 big toes to touch and just allow the knees to open up a little bit wider. Maybe your forehead comes to the ground, maybe your chest comes to the ground. We're gonna take 3 deep breaths here. And on your next exhale, go ahead and tuck the toes. We're gonna push the hips up, straighten the legs, and come into a downward facing dog. So the feet are gonna be hip distance apart, hands are shoulder distance apart. Go ahead and bend your knees a little bit. Really lengthen your spine, push through the hands, and press your chest toward your thighs. You can paddle your feet out a little bit here if that feels good, moving the hips around. Take a big inhale, and on your exhale, go ahead and bend your knees, look at your thumbs, and walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, root the feet, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Send the hips back, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your high plank. Take 2 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and on the exhale, go ahead and drop your knees. Come down to your low push-up. Lower all the way to your belly. Uncurl the toes. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, push back to child's pose. And we'll stay here for 2 breaths. On your next exhale, curl your toes. Send your hips up, straighten your legs, downward dog. Go ahead and look at your toes, bend your knees, walk your feet to the hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root the feet, rise all the way up. Gaze toward your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, high plank. One big deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, lower the knees. Low push-up. Hug the elbows into the body. Lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, push back to your child's pose. One big deep breath here. Go ahead and curl your toes. Send your hips up to a downward facing dog. Now let's go ahead and come to a tabletop position. Knees come directly under the hips. Wrists come directly under the shoulders. And this might be a good time to bring in your blocks if you have some, just to make sure that we have good form here. So go ahead and place your blocks at the top of your mat just like this. Now this is level 1, that's going to be the easiest. This is level 2, and this is level 3. So the lower you get, the harder it's going to be. We'll start here on level 2. We're gonna come back into our downward facing dog. So go ahead and send your hips up. Keep your hands on your blocks. Engage your core. Bring your two big toes to touch. Bring your right leg in the air. We're gonna keep our hips squared, so bring your right hip down. Flex the foot, toes point toward the mat. Go ahead and bring your right knee toward the chest. And without picking up our hands, we're gonna step the right foot between the hands. We're gonna come into a warrior one. So go ahead and rotate the left foot down to the mat. Inhale the arms up toward the ceiling. Just breathe. Now it's important that our hips are squared here. So go ahead and bump the right hip back and send the left hip forward. And if that's a little too hard, you can always widen your stance a little bit so that your hips are more on a train track instead of a tightrope. Take a big inhale, let the arms come up. Exhale, go ahead and plant the hands back onto your block. And step back to your downward dog. Same thing on the other side. Bring the two big toes to touch. Left leg comes in the air, keeping the hips squared. Bring your left knee toward the chest. And without moving those hands, step the left foot between the hands. Rotate the right heel down. Inhale up to warrior one. Now we want to make sure that this left knee is tracking toward our pinky toe, not our big toe. So no laziness falling in here. We really want to have strong legs, strong ankles. Really square the hips. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands onto the block. Step back to your high plank and send your hips back to your downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Two big toes touch. Right leg comes in the air. Bring your right knee toward the chest. Step the right foot between the hands. Warrior one. Same pose, we've been here before. Square the hips. Nice pop. Go ahead and bring the hands behind the back this time. Interlace the fingers. Take a big inhale, open the chest. Exhale, we're going to bring the top of the head toward the floor. Arms come toward the ceiling. Maybe your right shoulder's right in between or right inside the right knee. Deep breathing. Now engage your core. Keep your hips low. Take a big inhale, let the arms come back up to warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands back to your block. Send your right foot back, downward facing dog. Left leg comes in the air. Bring your left knee toward the chest. Step that foot between the hands, warrior one. Right leg is straight, right foot is flat. Square the hips. Do all those check-ins that we just learned. Go ahead and bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, big chest stretch. Exhale, bring the top of your head toward the mat. Arms reach in the air. Feeling the stretch in the hips. We're strengthening our legs, strengthening our ankles and our core. Suck your belly in as much as you can. Take a big inhale, let the arms come up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to your downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to look at our thumbs, bend our knees, and just slowly walk our feet to our hands. You can get rid of the blocks if you want to. Keep your big toes touching and just create a little bit of space between the heels. We're going to inhale the arms up, keep the feet together, bend the knees, and come into a chair pose. This is really where we're going to start getting warm. You really want to tuck your tailbone, no sway in the back, engaging the lower core. Lift the chest up. Transfer all your weight to your heels, maybe wiggle your toes. See if you can see them past your knees. Take a big inhale at the arms. Come up, straighten the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your high plank. Come down to your knees. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, send the hips back to your child's pose. And just breathe. Try not to fidget. Coming back to that deep breathing that we learned at the beginning of the class. When you're ready, just go ahead and walk the hands back toward your body, coming into a seated position on your knees. Take a big inhale at the arms, reach up, bring the palms together, exhale, bring the hands to heart center. And that was the beginner session 1. Thank you for joining me. Let's go ahead and close our eyes, and together we'll say namaste.